My name is Robert Grier, and I'm the chairman of the National Parents Council for Primary Schools. I'd like to very warmly welcome all of you here this morning. It is very encouraging to have such a good turnout. Just to welcome my colleagues, the new colleagues at this stage, Minister Quinn, who has put a great deal of effort into the educational portfolio, and more in a moment about Minister Quinn. And also Professor Charles Deforge, who will be the first speaker, who brings a huge amount of experience in education, and I'm sure that will benefit everybody on what he's got to say. This is the 5th Primary Education Conference, and this year we put an emphasis on enjoying yourself, but also getting an input on what we think are very important relationships between parents and children. It's an obvious thing to say, but sometimes maybe conference themes can go slightly off into esoteric professor academic theory, and we think it needs to be brought back to a level which you really will enjoy as far apart from gaining knowledge. And I think that is what we're setting out to do, and I hope we can succeed in that. Just to say a few things about sponsorship, because it is very important. People don't fly over from the UK without some input, not from ourselves, because you know we feel it very important at this conference. There's no charge for it. The Minister comes from not very far away, 3 or 4 miles away up the road. He normally works a 6-day, 7-day life, so he's not a stranger to Saturday morning work, so don't show much sympathy towards him. So just to acknowledge Brennan Insurances, UPC, our media person, people who have been very helpful to us, the Daily Mail, who you may have seen in their newspapers in recent weeks, inserts covering this conference, and also aspects of their advertising this conference when there was space in the newspaper from time to time. You know, it's a considerable benefit to I think everybody in this room that we get out the message that there is a interest group. I would prefer to use that word. Lobbying probably comes second. I think interest is very important to stimulate. If the interest is there, then we can take forward the issues. Also to thank very much the people who are here outside on the stands, and it was very reassuring to see the interest shown by yourselves in what they had to say. If we don't show any interest in them, they may not come next year. And again, they contributed to the costs of the conference. So we're here not to hear me, but to hear the speakers. And it's my great pleasure to welcome Professor Charles Deforge. We have somebody who's an eminent speaker and very well qualified in education. And he produced a report for the UK Department for Education and Skills, and he dealt with the impact of parental involvement on pupil achievement, that twin aim, and was very importantly critical in involving political policy in the UK. Also, he is emeritus professor in the University of Exeter. He's involved in independent research. You can't tell people what's what unless it's research, and indeed he is well known in that capacity. He's a consultant and has special interests in teacher learning, parental engagement, and school leadership. He was recognized by the government of the day and was awarded an OBE in the 2004 New Year Honours List for his service to education. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're well served by our first speaker. I hope that's not been too grand an introduction, because it puts pressure there on the speaker when he comes to the podium. But can you ask her to give a warm welcome to Professor Charles Deforge.